Hello everyone and welcome back to Age of Nagash, which is a channel dedicated to Age of Sigmar. And in this video it's going to be quite an exciting one because we are talking about the news from the Warhammer Fest 2021 online event, where in day one on this Monday the 3rd of May in 2021 we are going to get nothing but Age of Sigmar stuff and mainly Soulblight Grave Lords, and I'm sort of rounding off what we're going to get in the army, as I thought, as well as a lot of you guys, that we were going to get some more releases down the line for Soulblight Grave Lords. And joining me in this video is, as you would expect on these preview shows that we've been doing for the last, well, I think throughout lockdown really, when we've been doing them, is we have got Luke join us again. So Luke, thank you very much for deciding to come onto the channel. You didn't really have a choice, but thank you very much for giving up your time. Let us know your thoughts. Like I say, Luke normally joins us on these things. Also, probably the most commonplace you've seen Luke is the Total War series we did on this channel, as I know that was pretty big. But no, and Luke's also joined us some Why Play videos and stuff, including the fantastic recording and great audio in the Why Play Living City. So going on with this video, like I said, we've got Soulblight Grave Lords news, which we're going to go over, and then we've also got news for Kragnhos. So they're like the two main things we've got really, I think, in this video. It's probably the two things we're looking at, Luke. So yeah, we'll go over that. So we'll read through everything and we'll go on the videos and everything else, just so you can see the trailers, just in case this is the first time you're watching. As I know some people watch this video before they actually go on the Warhammer Community website, but I do suggest you go on the Warhammer Community website again, just in case you want to rewatch specifically those trailers and everything else. But with no further ado, let us get on with the video. So it says Warhammer Fest Online Day 1, Warhammer Age of Sigmar. So, and just so you guys are aware, there's going to be something every day this week, I believe, until Friday. Of like 40k and all that, but we'll just be covering the Age of Sigmar stuff, so don't expect this every day. So it says the first day of Warhammer Fest Online is now underway, and we're kicking things off in the Mortal Realm. So we've got some amazing things to show you today. Settle in and get comfortable, and make sure you're well hydrated. We don't want you to do a spit take all over your screen. Yep, that's fine, I read that. Okay, so first one we've got is Broken Realms. We're going to look over the Broken Realms stuff first. And it's saying, let's leap right in with the final installment of Broken Realms. This is Broken Realms Kragnhos. This is the first video, so we'll play the video and then we'll talk about our thoughts after.
I was not born a god. With my mortal strength, I triumph over the weakness of my kin. For my weapons, I took the beating heart of the land and forged it anew. I took the treasure that defied the twin-headed god. I broke the bones of gods and drank deep of their power. The green ones understood. None stood before me and lived. Not beast, not drake, not their empires. All fell in dust and ruin, until cowardly sorcerers snared me in a net of deception and bound me in chains beneath the mountain. Now I am free, but my people are gone. The weak remain. But now I am the end of empires. I am destruction incarnate. I am Kragnhos.
So there we go for the Kragnhos Broken Realms. And there's another video here where we get to see the model better, but I just want to say with Kragnhos, it is very clear that he is going to be all about the Grand Alliance destruction, as we've seen there, haven't we, Luke? And that kind of gets rid of the rumours that I thought that he could either be Beastman for destruction or for Kanofi for the like Wood Elves Wanderers. And I'll be honest, my flag was definitely planted in the Kanofi. area. So I was wrong about that. But to be honest, I'm happy to be, because I think destruction needs this, and they need some sort of more motive when it comes to their really they're like, to be honest, just that word motive in what moves them forward rather than just smash.
The purpose and direction that they're heading, it just needed something to kind of unify a direction, that why they're there, what they're doing, other than smash.
Exactly, and most destruction armies that is led by, you know, might makes right. So if there is this massive character, they will follow him, because it said he's even defeated gods. That. And then it says, so Kragnhos, the end of empires. So free at last from his mystical bonds, the ancient god of earthquakes, slayer of dragons, and force of unalloyed. Is that right?
Unaligned?
That dyslexics here. You know, if you want to tell us how that is pronounced, please let us know in the comments. So anyway, so I think just unified destruction basically, and then has returned to rock the mortal realm. So we go to click on this video, and something I do want to say, I should have said at the start of the video, make sure you let us know your thoughts on everything we're going to go over in this video, in the comments, in the chat, or anything like that, and it'd be great to hear it. And especially if there's anything you think that we've missed in any of these videos, as this is like our second time or maybe our first time watching these. So going on to the actual model reveal we've got here. So I think in that video, obviously we get to see what the model looks like. It looks very cool, very nice. But you also get to see just the size of how big Kragnhos is going to be.
Yeah, monster scale.
Literally. So it says, the last survivor of an ancient race, Kragnhos is like nothing we've seen in Warhammer Age Sigmar. He's worshipped as a god by the forces of destruction, and it's easy to see why. He towers over all but the Mega Gargants, and tales of his might have been passed down since the Age of Myth. So clearly a very old and ancient character, potentially the oldest and ancient character for destruction, bar Gork and Morka. So then we have some more pictures here, and something I do just want to say as well, I do think when we got like the first video of him where it showed like his victories over dragons and everything else, would be cool to see some new dragon models. They did look quite a bit like Star Drakes, though, those models, but I'm always a fan for more dragons, so we'll never know. But anyway, so it says Kragnhos is a nigh unstoppable juggernaut of destruction, especially when wielding the legendary shield Tuskbreaker. Armed with the Dread Mace, made from the heart of a mountain, his realm-splitting might becomes truly cataclysmic, having hunted the ancient race of drakes nearly to extinction for little more than sport. There's not much left that can survive his focused rage. So when you start saying that, you know, this guy is basically why the dragons in the mortal realms are nearly put to extinction, you're going to expect his rules to be pretty good. I think we would agree with that when we look. Like, you can't sort of big up saying that he slayed dragons to near extinction and then he has like 2 damage weapons.
Oh. I mildly wouldn't put it past them giving them sort of not amazing.
Well, the Mega Gargants. What does that massive Mega Garg, isn't it, with the 2 damage club? But anyway, so we see
just swingy damage is the problem, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. But so we get some more close-ups here. Again, if you want to see these pictures for longer, go onto the website. So it says Kragnhos commands respect from the armies of destruction who value strength and power more than anything else. They worshipped him in ancient times, and news of his return spreads quickly throughout the mortal realms. You can even spot a devotion what's that? An effigy? Basically a little
Effigy.
totem on his base, similar to those. Popping up all around Gur and beyond now, who might be building those? So it could be a little sign of another race we could get for destruction, potentially. Or they could just say at some point in a year from now, oh, it was Grots. Okay. Like nothing more interesting. But says Icon of Destruction. This is actually going into his abilities. So add one to the Bravery characteristic of friendly destruction units wholly within 12 inches of this model. That's good. I mean, Destruction's got low bravery. Maybe bravery at 2 would be nicer. But, you know, it's an ability, isn't it? But not the most exciting thing. It says, as legend has it, the disc of his shield, Tusk Breaker, earned its name by chipping Gorkamorka's tooth. We love it because it's got a stylish picture of Kragnhos on it, including the shield itself. And then the ability for the shield. So I'm going to let you say the title for that one, Luke.
The shield in violet.
Yep, that was better than I could say. So each time this model is affected by a spell or an ender spell ability, you can roll 3d6. If the roll is greater than the casting value of that spell or ender spell, ignore the effects of that spell or that ender spell ability on this model. Designer note, use the casting value on the roll. Use the casting value on the spell or ender spell's war scroll, not the casting roll for the spell and the spell. So that makes a big difference.
Yeah, so if you've got the likes of Teclis or something giving ridiculous bonuses to casting, it's irrelevant.
Yeah, so like Nagash, for example, the +3 to cast won't make a difference. Lord Croak. And I really think that means that most of the time this guy is not taking any spells against him. Each time is affected by a spell and ender spell. And the most important thing here is it says you can roll. So if you try and buff this guy up with a spell, you're not forced to roll. Like the Hallowed Knights have a thing like on a 6-up, the Hallowed Knights for the Stormcast turn, it's like ignore an effect of a spell. You don't have a choice. So yeah, that's really good. The average you're going to get on 2 dice is a 7. You know, it sounds like, you know, a lot of the time you don't get a 7, but the average is 7. So on 3 dice, I think the average is an 11 or a 10. So you should be. There shouldn't be many spells that are going through to this guy. And also, I think they said, I'm pretty sure they did say in the preview that he is going to have a 2+ save. Yeah, so I think that may be the first thing in Destruction that standard has a 2+ save on its war scroll. I'm not saying I remember all the war scrolls in Destruction, but I'm pretty sure probably the best is a 3. So a 2+ is very nice. And it's probably, you know, Mystic Shield, obviously, reroll once to save currently. That's how it works. So then going on to it, saying Broken Realms Kragnhos, you can learn all about this returning deity in Broken Realms Kragnhos, which will finish out the series with a bang. And again, some nice artwork at the front there. I'm pleased, like I said, Destruction's getting some more love, because they do need it. They do also say that, they might actually say it now, but just in case they said, along with the Broken Realms series and Kragnhos, there's going to be new models coming out. No, it could just be like, we know Lord Croak's coming out with Kragnhos, we know the 2 Witch Hunters are coming out with Kragnhos. That could be it, but hopefully maybe like an Iron Jaws new unit, that would be cool. But we're going to have to wait and see. And we think that, don't know about you, Luke, but I think we kind of agreed that we think it's going to be like the Legion Ascending or whatever it's called, like Be'lakor's like unaligned demon for like how Kragnhos could work with all the Destruction armies, and he could also be like Gotrek, where he just fits into any Destruction army. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to sort of really lean into that. I'm interested to see how it works. Because of course you've got a lot of Destruction really leans into your battle line for each faction being sort of battle line if. So it's going to be very interesting to see where it goes with that. Because I was just thinking, sort of, is it Morfang that they battle line if, or are they just base battle line?
Battle line if probably if you got a Beast Claw Raider as a general.
Yeah, Beast Claw Raider general. So. You know, because I'd love to be running big blocks of Mornfang around him. That'd be fantastic.
That'd be awesome. I can imagine there's probably Iron Jaw players who, like, their Gore Grunters are battle line if in a big war or an Iron Jaw's army, and they're probably like, oh, if he could make them battle line as well, that'd be cool. And I think he's like the first Centaur for Destruction, because like you know, Order's got it in the Kanofi, and then obviously
Dragon Ogres.
Yeah.
Chaos and stuff, haven't you?
And they've got the Centaurs, haven't they? So like, I think this
And
might
all
be.
Centaurs for Legion of Asgore.
Yeah. So I think this might be the first we've got for destruction, which is cool.
Yeah.
Because we often align things going like, well, only Kanofi or only like Beast of Chaos, whatever, have like Centaur looking models. So clearly they have to have the one that they have to have the new looking Centaur model. But you can see that it's been changed. And talking about Centaurs, we've got another cool looking Centaur creature later down below. But to finish this off, it says, if you've been keeping up with the events of Broken Realms Saga, catch up here, bait. There's a link here, keeps you catched up. You will know things are heating up as the Soul Wars comes to a close. Suffice to say, there's been a massive shift in the power balance of the Mortal Realms, and some of the biggest players are about to get involved. Clearly, you scroll down, and it's the two vampire hunters or witch hunters. They must be the two biggest characters. But if you go to the right of them, you'll find Old Croak, who I'm sure is one of the big characters they were talking about. You then have was it the newborn? It's the actual ones.
Yeah, I can't remember their names.
The twins. This one is all about beguiling. This one's all about strength. That's what I remember from my 2-minute review.
I know their names. If you translate them from the Latin, it means like the left and the right hand of something. I can't remember exactly what off the top, but
the left and the right.
Really cool sort of narrative towards it.
The left and the right hand of a creature that cares mainly about one thing. Can only imagine what those hands get up to. And then you have the War Singer. I think that's what it was called. The Sylvaneth model, which obviously we know as the one with the bug. So that's what you need to know about the lore here from Age of Nagash. But it says you've already been. Okay, so just to be clear here, so these ones are all the ones that are coming out with Kragnhos. So with that, knowing that there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4 kits, we probably won't be expecting any new models beyond that, but I'm happy if I'm wrong. It says you've already seen new models like Lord Croak and Talon and Voice of Sinesh. You don't have much longer to wait before you find out what role they have to play. As you might expect from a book featuring the god of earthquakes, Broken Realms Kragnhos will shake the mortal realms to their core. And then you can see a picture here of just actually how big Kragnhos is. Like, I get it, he's standing on, a massive like hero rock, etc. But he's pretty damn big. Like, you can see him next to a Thunder Task, you can see him next to the Mogers. Yeah, he's going to be a big boy and probably an expensive boy as well. I reckon he's going to be. I mean, I can see why people could make him techless price, but I think £85.
Yeah, I reckon he's going to be a Be'lakor price.
Because I can't see how
I think he's got about the same size base as Be'lakor as well.
Yeah, because I know like Games Workshop, obviously their pricing strategy and the money, pricing strategy clearly is about the money, but clearly right now it's all just about more money now. However, like I don't see how they could charge like £85 a Be'lakor, however much he was, and then make him more. Like apart from going like, oh, he's a special character in the lore, and it's like, right, you use that excuse a lot. Yeah. He's got good rules. Okay. But anyway, on to the more interesting stuff. Bitterly disappointed that Kragnhos was at the top of this preview because we do things in order here. Now going on to stuff that I really care about. Kragnhos is really cool. Love, shout out to you Destruction players. But on to why this channel was formed. And that is for new death stuff. And we are now got news from Shaiish. So this is obviously the Soulblight Grave Lords. We have got the little picture here of the battle tome and then a little doggy here, which turns out to be a new model. So those speculations were right. But we have got a trailer for you. So it says you've seen loads of new vampires and undead models recently, but it wasn't everything. And that's what we thought it was going to be. Like I said, when actually you were with me, weren't you, Luke? Obviously, when we did the last preview review, and we're like, we've been shown a few things here, but we reckon there's going to be more, and we were right. They've done what they did a little bit with Sinesh, where they showed us like half the stuff, and then there was like a month later maybe, and they showed us the other half. So I'm happy with that. And this new model we've got here, which we're going to see a better picture of soon, people speculated, it's actually just Sigvald and that's a Star Drake and everything else. And I get it, it's from a blurry picture of the video I did the other day. But I had my heart that it was going to be a new model, and I'm happy that I was right, and I think everyone's happy. So let's watch this trailer and see what they have. I mean, Luke, just take me away with that. That is how cool is that? I think that's the coolest one since the first trailer we got for the Sinesh stuff. Do you remember? Or the Pain Bringers and stuff. That was awesome. We did. But coming May 2021 as well. I missed that on the preview. So coming this month, presumably at the end of the month, but still this month. So that's cool. So the upcoming, I'll talk about the models in depth when we'll probably get like a better pitch. Yeah, we'll get better pictures and we'll talk about that. But it says the upcoming Battletome details several vampiric bloodlines, awesome, each with their own history and culture. The ancient beings that lead them are some of the strongest beings in all of the mortal realms. And we've got, I'll let you take this one, Luke.
Oh, it's that.
There's a reason you're here.
Laukabai.
Look at that. The mother of nightmares. And as someone posted in Twitter, I wouldn't mind her being in my nightmares. What I have to say is something I agree with. So it says vampires of the... Oh, God.
Avengori.
That, very well done. Honestly, when I'm reading lore and stuff and I get halfway through and I'm recording a video, I just go, for fuck's sake, why can't they use a normal name? Anyway, so the vampires of that dynasty seek to slake their thirst on the very largest and strongest of prey. Not the same as Blood Knights then. And they're led to battle by what was it? Lokavai, was it?
Laukavai.
Laukavai. I'm gonna have to get it right at some point. Laukavai. Her twisted body rears up high over the battlefield, the splendour and horror of her form representing the darkly irresistible nature of the Soulblight Grave Lords. Laukavai, was that wrong again?
No, that's right.
Laukavai makes, pretty happy with myself, makes the perfect centrepiece to your collection. That's right, throw at your Vampire Lord and Zombie Dragon, throw at Prince of a Horde Drive for whatever he was worth. This is the one you want to buy now. And we can't wait to see how people paint her up. So, I'll be honest, all the models I've seen lately, Bellica was awesome, just like a little interjection there. But apart from that, this is the model that tempts me the most. Blood Knights look awesome, everything else. But this model, I really like. I just think, I think also it's how it's painted up. I would do red armor personally, but I just really like the bat wings and everything, and it just feels scary, doesn't it? Like creepy or.
I'm going to be sort of the other side of this. I'm actually not a huge fan of it, and I can't quite put my finger on it. I think it's the four arms. Like you got the top arms, then you got the wing arms, then you got the legs, and
six limbs.
6 limbs. I'm a little lost on it.
That is what Vampire Lords and Zombie Dragons are going to look like in Age of Sigmar from now on.
I'm going to be honest, I was hoping for some kind of new Blood Knight hero.
The description is a Blood Knight. It seeks on the very... Okay, take the largest... No, Blood Knights seek to drink the blood from dragons. So we've got the large tick and the strongest tick. Blood Knights go for the strongest prey. They don't drink from weaklings. Yeah. I'm not saying all these bloodlines are kind of similar, but so it's like I said, we all agree she's very cool. No, fair enough. We'll have different opinions, but I think yes, I'm glad that they've been a bit brave. Is what I'm going to say, because it's different from the norm.
That's fair. It's definitely out there.
Exactly, and probably not like. I look at that model, I'm like, you can obviously clearly take a long time painting it and do a great job, but...
You could also, it wouldn't take forever if you didn't want it to. Yeah.
Like, you could dry brush the skin, or that you could use washes on the wing. Like, you got the armour, but it's not like got loads of gold trim and stuff. So yeah, I like that. So it says, Lauka, was that right?
Yeah.
Lauka, okay, good. Laukavai is the undisputed commander of a murderous clan of beasts and monsters. Though she retains an aspect of noble knighthood, her dark thirst drives her to commit unspeakable acts of slaughter. So that's cool. Yeah, I am a big fan of this. Let us know in the comments down below Are you on Luke's side or my side? Do you like this model, or do you not like this model? And if you don't like this model and you hate Age of Sigmar, then I don't know why you're watching this video. So, going on to the next bit, because obviously we have a different variation as well. It says a hideous amalgamation of bat, drake, and humanoid body. They is nevertheless possessed with a sliver of self-control and even conscience. What's that, Luke?
Sorry.
I was going to say, what's that? It goes like sliver of self-control and even conscience. Is that right? No?
Confidence.
Constant. Okay, that's fine. Learning words here, Age of Nagash. So she remembers the pride she felt as a fierce warrior queen, and she hasn't allowed herself to succumb completely to her instincts. You can also build this incredible kit as a mighty Vengorian Lord. So so Vengorian is a bloodline, presumably.
Yeah.
Did they mention the Vengorian bloodline up here?
Not that I remember.
So that's what the bloodline's called, presumably. Vengorian. A new leader option for the Soulblight Grave Lords. That's really cool. I prefer her model because I feel like this one is a little bit like, I'm an evil vampire, look at me. Like,
yeah.
Like, I mean, I'd happily buy 2 of these kits and build them as both because I still like them, but I feel like, imagine like, an old Dracula, a poster.
Very Nosferatu Dracula.
Yeah, like, and like very like overemphasize that, evil and everything else. Is it just the top half that's different? Because the beast is this, yeah.
Yeah, the beast's the same. I think they've got it on the other way around on the. No, I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same. It's just the top half.
I think if they painted it different, I don't know. That's me nitpicking, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway. Says, embodying the true nature of all Soulblight vampires, these transformed lords revel in self-loathing, and Vengorian lords are powerful warriors and wizards fighting at the head of Soulblight Grave Lord armies from every dynasty. Okay, so Vengorian isn't a dynasty then. It was a bloodline, but right.
No, so it must just be a type. Interesting.
Are the sub-allegiances bloodlines or dynasties? Let us know in the comments what you think. But what do you reckon, Luke? Like,
I reckon it'll be bloodlines.
Yeah. Maybe it's sub-allegiance within a sub-allegiance. Who knows?
No, God. Yeah, that's just what we need.
Yeah, some armies have those, I think. But yeah, I like it. I'm interested to see how big it is. There's probably a better picture. There's a better picture later to see how big it is in comparison. Because is that just like a normal humanoid body? So then that creature's not. Is that just a 60mm base?
Maybe.
Or 50.
Could be 100. We don't know.
To be honest, I wouldn't really mind that too much in the case of like it's not that big and they cost £40. So you could get 2 of them if you want. Anyway, it says some bloodlines are altogether different, like the animalistic
Gross
dynasty. Talking of which, so that's the one from like Curse City. And Radakar the Beast. So we know Radakar the Wolf, and this is Radakar the Beast. Don't know what. I'll just read the text first before we talk about it. So, as it turns out, rumours of Radakar the Wolf demise have been greatly exaggerated. Now known.
Would that be the rumours of them stopping Curse City?
Well, stop selling it. I was going to say, did he die? Well, presumably if you complete the campaign. Yes, so like. Hope you got a copy of that if you wanted it. I didn't get a copy. Anyway, so now known as the Beast, his animal rage has been unleashed. He bides his time, prowling Shyish and plotting revenge. Swollen with power and corrupted in form, he has retained his animal cunning, lust for power and thirst for blood, and that wolf pelt cloak, which honestly fits better now.
It is a gorgeous model.
It is, and I do have to agree that the cloak does fit better now. I did think it looked a bit heavy on the other one, but okay, so that's news to me. Like he lost Ulfin Khan, that's what it's called. But then again, presumably, like I say, you complete the campaign, you defeat the bad guy. But it's interesting to see if that's carried over in the lore. So, which makes me think those models from Curse City in Soulblight Grave Lords might not be getting better rules. Like, if Radakar... I can see the other ones, like the Varg Scryer and stuff. But maybe. This is the new Radakar one. Because I thought, before I read that, I thought maybe You have the normal Radikar model, and then you have this one. So you need to try and get your hands on Curse City if you want, and then it like transforms into like
A bit like a Marathi.
yeah, exactly, or like how Marathi used to be. You know, and she
yeah.
used to take damage or whatever, and she turned. Something interesting here as well is it's kind of like how do I say it? Like, obviously you've got vampires like a normal vampire lord, and then you've got like a Vargeist, which is obviously a vampire. I believe the law is, it's drained of blood. It hasn't eaten for so long that its animal nature takes over just to fulfill its need. Whereas this kind of reminds me of a werewolf, where people like transform much more regularly, and they can transform back to their normal form, which I think is cool. It's clearly got its two servants here, which are like the ones from Curse City. But like I said when we looked at the preview earlier, I thought like it looked a little bit like these looked like badass, and now they kind of look like almost like just ghoul like servants. But I do like this model. It does look big. Again, standard on a rock, like or a tree trunk. Was that just a giant lump of corn? I don't know how it's painted. But no, I think this is cool. And there's loads of like with the Soulblight Grave Lords release. The most common release is it's like and like one-off characters, like name characters. There's not loads of generic heroes. Like I haven't counted, and I haven't got the numbers, but I reckon like for every normal hero in the Soulblight Grave Lord release in terms of a new model, there's a named character, and I think there's probably there's more named characters than generic heroes, which is fine. And to be honest, I think that's really cool. But as long as they can make named characters actually good again, apart from a handful of named characters in the game, which tend to be the really powerful ones that are worth taking, and maybe we'll see in Age of Sigmar 0.3 named characters get a bit of a buff. So people will start taking Gordrak, the Fist of Gork, and the other ones who are equivalent. Do you think that would be good to see as well?
Yeah, it'd certainly be interesting. Because obviously one of the main drawbacks of taking named characters is artifacts and everything.
Yeah, it's like
so
the Gordrak is like the most common like reference I do, and I'm not an Iron Jaws player, but I know from like when I used to play Iron Jaws and stuff a long time ago, and just reading the book and stuff. It's like Gordrak is really cool, and on paper, like he's better than the normal Mega Boss on Maw-Krusha. But as soon as you give that Mega Boss an artifact and a command trait, and that Mega Boss on Maw-Krusha is probably cheaper in points than Gordrak, then the scales completely go off, like in which one you take. I do also think with this model they need to he needs a bigger cup maybe for that amount of blood. But no, I like this. I think it's cool, and it's nice to see the story continue. Like,
yeah,
I think it's nice. Some better close-ups here. Yeah, it's very nice. But Radikar isn't the only member of the Vikos bloodline who's on the rise, nor is he the oldest. So
Belladama Volga.
What was it?
Belladama Volga.
Say it 3 times.
Vikos.
So Belladama Volga, first of the Vikos, right?
Vikos, Virkos.
Again, if you know how it's pronounced, let us know in the comments down below. So, favourite thing about this, the two wolves.
Yeah, I think it looks really, really nice. I think it's quite nice that she's sat side saddle. It's a nice sort of little nod to the fact that people ride sort of animals differently. A matching pair of wolves is a really nice sort of imagery for it. It's got nice height to it. Like, yes, she's just on a rock, but it's a big rock.
I don't dislike this model. Like there's some models in Soulblight Grave Lords I don't like. The vampire lady that looks like it the clown. But I just feel like she's a bit too top heavy. Like maybe if it was like take all that fur away, or like remove the wings as part of her crest, or take the feather off the hat.
Yeah,
maybe. And the one thing I don't understand is why all these like really like powerful vampires? Why don't they have like better refined swords?
Yeah,
like they've all forgotten their swords, and they have to take the standard issued skeleton warrior swords, don't they? I mean, especially like I don't know if he's got a sword. No, he hasn't got a sword. This version of Radikar, but the one in Curse City is like, this sword is from an ancient vampire emperor who was incredibly powerful. I get it. it's an old sword. But the sword, like the state of the sword, is in a terrible shape. So I just, because the way how I've done my death and like the lore and stuff I've got behind it, is that the vampire lords and everything else, like they live in a pretty strong empire in the terms of like they have refined weapons and everything else. So, you know, everything is freshly forged. It's not ancient and eroding. But then we have the direwolves. So, I'll just quickly read this bit though. So, a vampire, ancient beyond calculation, and a powerful sorcerer to boot. The matriarch of Viacross, however it is a force to be reckoned with. She's said to be able to command direwolves directly and even curse living mortals to become wolves with a gesture of her wizard hand. I think she's awesome. That's done enough to sway me. How cool is that?
I foresee direwolf battle line and just pure wolf list. Her with Radikar and direwolves, and that's all you're going to need, and it's going to be amazingly fun to play.
I will say that this will be the death of how direwolves are now.
You reckon they're not going to be the screening unit they once were?
No. So, like, obviously, like I haven't played direwolves for ages, but then we had a game the other day, didn't we? When I just bought, here's 30 direwolves and 3 zombie dragons. Let's see what happens. Lost the game. But apart from that, the direwolves are amazing. 70 points. Their base size is huge to make a huge screen with. Their battle line, so you can get 3 battle line units for 210 points. That's your battle line sorted, and then you've got enough screen. Like a unit of 5 direwolves is enough to basically stop like a vampire lord and zombie dragon being charged unless the enemy unit can fly or they can flank from behind. A unit of 10 is enough to easily
screen the short side of a board edge.
Yeah, I've done 10, and I'll just keep them for 140 points. That's cost, and I'll just have them at the back of my board, and they'll just stop enemy deep striking from behind. Like it's just that simple. So massive fan of that. But I reckon these ones, they'll probably get maybe a bit of a buff in combat. Points will go up. Maybe battle line she's a general. Maybe not battle line just generically. And then so I don't think they'll be as good as they are now. Like their purpose won't be as good. Because direwolves now aren't competing with a spot. They're not like, oh, do I take a unit of 20 direwolves or however many you can have, or do I take 40 skeletons? Which one do I go for? They're not competing for the same job.
No.
Now, I reckon they will be. But something I want to mention, and I know this is what you said, Luke, and something you noticed first, was it doesn't look like you have duplicates of the models. So that's 10 models that don't repeat themselves.
Yeah, all unique sculpts, which is absolutely lovely.
And how?
And I've been sat here looking it over just to make sure, and yeah, no, they are all unique.
And how?
Some of them are the same, and they've just got different head options. But I don't think so.
No. And how cool are they? Like,
they look fantastic.
I mean, I'm a fan of the Beaver Direwolves that are the current models because I liked them as a child. And I didn't buy them, didn't have the money, whatever. And then I like them because of nostalgia purposes, and I think, you know, they're massive. Like those direwolves, like the current models, they're not wolves. They're literally like a hybrid with a bear, the size of them. But so I really like them, but these are a lot better. Like I will admit that. I really want to buy these models. The models we've been revealed today, I mean, Radikar and this lady is cool as well. But like I said, the new like focal point, vampire, centaur, dragon type thing, and these direwolves are 2 of like the best looking models I've seen. The direwolves are probably my favourite. Like I said, I really like the new centaur, vampire, dragon. That's awesome. But I think they've done an amazing job on those direwolves.
Yeah. And it does go on to say that direwolves are a battle line unit for any Soulblight Grave Lords army.
And there you go, and that's proof that we don't read this before we actually do the video. That's awesome. That's awesome. I hope I'm wrong, and if they keep the same job, brilliant. But I think they're going to be a little bit of change. And to be honest, direwolves aren't terrible in a fight anyway. It's like 2 attacks, 4s and 4s, no rend, 1 damage. 4s and 3s if they charged.
Got to do through them.
Yeah,
So.
like they were 60 points for ages, and then they jumped up to 70. But they've been like evading the radar.
I reckon they're going to go to 100.
Yeah, and then but the attacks will probably get better. It may even be 3 attacks each, potentially. So it says fighting not only for the Vikos is how
Vikos.
There we go. And then Vampire King.
Undead forces. So yeah, you're still going to be able to take them in other undead armies.
I think Legion of Nagash isn't going away. Well, I think that book is still going to be like
surprising.
It's there, but obviously everyone's going to play Soulblight Grave Lords if you can.
Yeah.
But also the leader of a direwolf pack is called a Doom Wolf, and I hope that isn't changed. I mean, I haven't seen the rules, but I presume the one standing on the rock is the Doom Wolf.
That's certainly what's implied.
Yes.
It looks. I mean, it might just be sort of angles and stuff, but it actually looks slightly larger.
He does actually, doesn't he? But I really like. I think one of the chaps though is the one with the crow ripping the flesh out of his back.
I would do one with that, but then take it out for others. I wouldn't want that repeated too many times.
No, well, because the crows are just perfectly landed in the same bit.
Yeah.
But I love how that's the one that's bad anyway. It's got its intestines hanging out and stuff. It's had a rough time. Yeah. And I understand people didn't like the current direwolves models, and that's fine. I can understand why people don't like them. But what I see people do is they will take the are they Fenrisian wolves or something from Spaceballs?
Oh yeah, the Fenrisian wolves.
Like the standard ones, not the massive ones, but the standard ones. And they would use them as direwolves. And I saw some people convert them and kit bash them to make them look kind of like these ones, so they look undead. But then I saw people just use them and paint them black, and like they're meant to be undead. Like, I feel like it was a little bit cheap. But now you don't have to do that. Hopefully these aren't going to be too much. Wouldn't it be great if you got 10 for £20? Like, I know that's not the case. Like,
or 10 for £17.50.
Those are the days. And then we've got a better pitch. Okay, so it's like when you get a present, right? I want to go straight to the present, i.e. the picture, but you've got a card with it as well, so you have to read the card as well. No one enjoys writing cards, and no one really enjoys reading them as much as opening a present. So I don't know why it's still part of the culture, but here we are. Anyway, and with that, you've seen all the new models of Soulblight Grave Lords. Keep an eye out for more news about when you can expect to get your blood-drenched hands on them. It's going to make a joke, but it's not politically correct. So going on with the pitch. Okay, so right, the new vampire. Dragon Centaur type. They've given their name, the Mother of Nightmares. So her body is bigger than a normal humanoid body, which is cool. Because you compare it to even just like the Vampire Lord in the front picture, who would look bigger anyway because obviously she's at the front of the photo. The Mother of Nightmares is bigger, so that's cool. I like that. I'm going to say at least 60mm could be.
I reckon it's going to be 100mm base.
What's a Vampire Lord and Zombie Dragon / Terror Guys? Is that 100 or is that?
No, it's an oval. No, it's not an oval, is it?
No, it's a circle.
That's a one. I want to say 120.
Whatever one the Keeper of Secrets is on.
The Celestant Prime is on a 100mm blade.
Yes, that's probably the Keeper of Secrets. Basically, whatever is the maximum for a painting handle, that's the large painting handle, which I know because I've painted up a Keeper of Secrets lately. I reckon that's so 100 sounds about right. Yeah, because there's a terrorist in the background as well, which is obviously bigger. But no, and I think it looks well. We've got the Vargeist in the background as well. They feel like they fit in. I mean, they're right at the background, but they still look like they fit in. And the Felbats look awesome, and they're really huge. I have a lot of excitement.
The Dragon is on a 130mm base. So
yes,
I reckon she should be on a 100mm base.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. And honestly, magnetize her base. So like something I've been doing lately is magnetizing my bases and then getting storage see-through plastic boxes, putting magnet sheets down. Honestly, incredibly cheap, much cheaper than buying a case from Games Workshop. I've bought 3 cases from Games Workshop, an example. Much cheaper, much better. All my Sinesh forces that are very fragile, long lances, all that sort of thing, magnetize flat onto the box that I've done, and that means I can use the box as storage, move them around, transport for when tournaments and stuff happen if I go, and that's the best way to do it. So with her, for when everyone's saying, you know, she's going to snap, and very easy to snap that model by the looks of things, magnetize it, and it definitely will help. So yeah, really, really nice. Looks like no scenery piece, but something to mention that you mentioned earlier as well, Luke. The corpse cart's there, so that's not changing. Haven't got a problem with that at all.
Corpse cart's there, the Vargeist, not Vargeist, yeah. Are they the Vargeist?
Yeah, Vargeist, yeah.
Vargeist and the Terrorgeist, which I presume would also mean the zombie dragon.
Yeah.
It's possibly going to be takeable. So, nice update on everything. Although, I'd be interested to know about Graveguard.
Oh, so...
they're the one thing that needs an update with this.
So there wasn't enough content in an article for me to do a video on, but there was one like last week where I mentioned Graveguard, and it was going to be the model of the month.
No, yeah.
Because with that, I honestly don't think Graveguard are going to get a new model.
No.
Because I get it. You could say, well, they're giving one away a month because like they're trying to clear their stock. Right, it wouldn't clear their stock enough. And because they did an article on it and they showed the Graveguard model, I honestly don't think we're going to get a Graveguard. But I personally really like the Graveguard models, but obviously newer models are going to look nicer. I think
they're just going to look very small next to the Skeleton Warriors.
Yeah. I mean, something we haven't seen is them also going, hey guys, you know, like the Bat Swarms from Curse City, they'll be available to buy separately. And this, you know...
Well, they're showing them in the back left of that picture, so...
No, but they're Felbats, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they're the Felbats.
Do you remember the Bat Swarms? What are like the smaller...
Bat Swarms, Rat Swarms.
Yeah, the undead.
I think they're going to release the Rat Swarms in the box with that Rat King.
That's true.
I reckon you're going to get him and the 2 Rat Swarms just in that box, and that'll be it for the Rat Swarm.
It's just the only way to buy Rat Swarms in Age of Sigmar is by buying Rat Ogres with Pack Masters and Rat Swarms, or buying a named character that you can only have one in your army and Rat Swarms. But yeah, they could do it like that. And the reason I say about the Bat Swarms is because with the Bat Swarms in Legions of Nagash, I always saw them as a very crucial part of the army. I always used to have like at least one in my army because enemy units within 18 inches of the Bat Swarms are -1 to hit with their shooting missile weapons. So it did make a big difference, as your Noblars found out in our game, when your Noblars decisively wanted to target the Bat Swarms, but because the Bat Swarms are flashing around in the sky and are making it hard for you to hit anything else, because of that, and they're everywhere,
makes them hard to hit them as well.
Yes, which
you know what? Those Noblars took those Bat Swarms down. So
I'm not gonna lie. Those Noblars have got the best weapon for them. What are they going to do? Just lob a bunch of broken glass. It's going to hit some of them. Not precise weapons. Just, what have you got? A grape shot. Brilliant. You got anything to propel it? Yes, my hand. Great. No, that was... What do we work out? Noblars beat Bat Swarms.
Yeah.
Direwolves attack Noblars, and then Noblars beat Direwolves. Yeah.
Noblars win in the end.
Yeah, I think you had like a Stonehorn in your army as well, but I can't remember. The Noblars did all the work.
That wasn't the important bit, was it?
No, it wasn't. The pantry was. So we're not quite done with Warhammer Age of Sigmar news just yet. Apologies, guys. This video has gone. What's that?
Except they are, because it's just the mobile game and then a roundup.
Yeah, like this picture didn't load for me, so you haven't got it. Basically, it's a Warhammer Age of Sigmar game coming out. If it's a game where you pay like £5 for and it's probably really cool, that's great. However, as far as I'm aware, with mobile games, you don't buy them anymore because they're free, generally shit, but then there's in-game purchases. Pretty sure that's how it goes, isn't it? It's like, oh, you want to build a building, that's absolutely fine. It'll take you 25 hours or pay us 1 gem, and it can be built straight away. No more progress will be made in this game until this building is built. Or you want to build a second building where you only have 1 builder available. If you'd like to buy another builder, that will cost you $20. It's pretty much how it goes, isn't it? I tried playing Clash of Clans, wasn't happy.
And then there's an interview, which I recommend people go and listen to. It's a little bit sort of longer than the other videos, but it's talking about sort of where they've gone with Broken Realms and stuff. This
video's gone on for a while. Go watch that interview, though. I won't play it here because there's no models and stuff, just some very good writers and stuff talking. Anyway, but it says it's awesome to see so many games set in Warhammer Age of Sigmar universe. There are more ways to explore the setting than ever before. Watch this space for more news about Don't know why I thought that said Saudi Arabia, but Soul Arena. Don't know why. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh God, as we can share it. Okay. We love to show you some more of the George Orphan models coming to Warhammer Sigmar soon, but don't just take it in. For us, the studio team now puts all this awesome stuff together. Go watch the video. I see what you did, Luke. You read ahead, and then you basically just told people to watch the video, and I read their words for them. And this is only day one. If you're interested in Warhammer 40k, go check out the other days. But to be fair, there's going to be a box game day, so that's anything from Warcry.
Wednesday is boxed games, so there might be some interesting stuff there. Tuesday and Friday 40k.
And then
Saturday is the big question mark,
which we think is going to be 3rd edition, maybe.
You think it's going to be 3rd edition. I think it's going to be a new edition of Horus Heresy.
Okay. Could be.
I don't want it to be. I would quite like it to be Age of Sigmar 3.0.
Would they reveal 3rd edition for Age of Sigmar yet? I know a lot of people think that, but like they haven't even given us a release date for Kragnhos.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think we're getting that yet. I think that'll be next month.
Yeah, because we all know how things work. Like as soon as we Kragnhos is the new thing, but then we know what the new thing is after that. It's like, I only care about that new thing now.
Yeah.
And Games Workshop knows that, so that's why they're very low roadmap orientated when it comes to releases. But yeah, guys, so that is the end of this video. This has probably gone on for about 5 minutes now, something like that, I reckon, Luke. But no, these videos usually go on for a while because we don't just look at. This isn't my review on the Twin Souls for Sinesh where I have 2 minutes and go, it looks cool, don't want to read it, don't want to paint it, enjoy. This is, we're actually reading it all and giving you our thoughts. But beyond anything else, we're interested to hear what you guys think, of course, because our opinions aren't superior on this subject. It's mainly just a case of this is what we think, and you guys could suggest things in the comments like you often do, and I go, didn't think about that. That's exactly what it could be, especially on new releases and stuff. And let us know what you think of course, Kragnhos, but then the even cooler stuff being the Soulblight Grave Lords. Are you happy? Would you have liked to have seen more stuff get replaced for Soulblight Grave Lords? Let us know down below. I personally think they've done quite a good job of replacing current models, which to be honest, some of them look fine. Zombies didn't, but so replacing current models, but also giving us new models and new war scrolls as well as a nice mixture. I think this is actually going to be quite a big pre-order release because I can't keep track. I haven't kept track of everything that's going to be in here, but it's going to be
a load of stuff.
Yeah, like 10 to 20 things, isn't it? Like roughly
something around that. Yeah.
Right, generally, so that could be really cool. So let us know your guys' thoughts, like I say, down below. And that'll be great to hear. And what I'd like to say as well is a massive thank you to Luke for joining me in this video, as usual. I do really appreciate that.
Glad I wasn't working.
What's that?
Glad I wasn't working.
Exactly. Thank you so much for your very catchful sort of ideas, your thoughts on the Mother of Nightmares as well. It did not go the narrative of the video, but that's fine. No, thank you very much for giving us your thoughts. And like I said, guys, let us know your thoughts down below in the comments as well. Got any questions, anything like that, I'll try to answer best as possible, but I don't find anything in advance here, so a lot of it is just speculation, but I think we've been given quite a lot of concrete evidence of Soulblight Grave Lords, and a great thing, it's coming out in May, so, by the end of the month, ideally. When is the last Saturday in May? Let's get up on the last Saturday is going to be the 29th.
29th, so that'll be the release day.
Or the pre-order. That's probably the pre-order.
Yeah.
But honestly, like this, I could have seen this coming out in end of June, July. So that's sooner than I thought it was going to be. And what I'd like to say as well, if you did enjoy this video, please smash the like button as well. So that massively helps out the channel and lets me know that you guys are enjoying this sort of content, especially Kragnhos and Soulblight Grave Lords and stuff like news. So smash that like button, massively helps out the channel and helps YouTube realise people are enjoying this video and helps let other people see it. And then also make sure you press the subscribe button. By doing that, it allows the channel to continuously grow. At the end of the day, that's how the channel gets bigger. And if you could press the bell notification, means that you'll never miss any of my future videos. 3 easy buttons to press, and they're all next to each other. and absolutely free to do so. So I would really appreciate it if you do. I know a lot of you have been doing it lately and it hasn't gone unnoticed, so thank you so much for that. And what I'd like to do now as well is a massive shout out to my Patreons. So my Patreons are my YouTube members, the reason how I can continue to do these videos. As I always say that, you know, YouTube, the money you even get from YouTube and Patrons and YouTube members doesn't nearly cover the cost of how much time and effort and money and resources you put into doing a YouTube channel. But what these people show me is that they care enough and really do appreciate the content that is made here. And with that, it's so heartwarming that I know it gives me the reason to keep making this content for you guys. So if you could say a thank you to them as well, as they make it all possible. And this is going to be to my top 2 supporters to start with. It's going to be my Vampire Lords on Zombie Dragons. So that's going to be Stuart F and Filq. Thank you so much for your continued support, especially at that tier. It's the largest tier, like I say, here at Age of Nagash. So thank you so much for deciding to help and support the channel that much. And then my Morgasts, which is Bleed Red. Thank you so much for your continued support. And my Vampires, which are Mir, Martin S, Rouse321, David A, Ronni H, SpareBear, Christopher H, Northdrop and Nathan F. Thank you so much as well for supporting for a while. And then my Necromancers, which is Jacq.l, RadiationRiley, AW77, Dice Sagas, WolfNick, Michal W, Quad, Cranky Wombat, Christopher C, Christopher F, James S, Robin S, Steve T, James T, Patrick F, and JJ. Thank you all for your continued support. And if any of you would want to become one of these amazing people, click the join button next to the subscribe button. We'll allow you to become a member here at Age of Nagash, where you give anything from just £1 a month to the channel, keeps the channel going. Or if you click on the link at the top of my description down below, it takes you to my Patreon, where basically you can give anything like my membership, but even just from like $1 a month, and it goes straight towards keeping the channel going. So if you could do that, it would make a massive difference here on the channel, and it really does, like I say, keeps the channel going. But if you can't do that, no worries at all. But if you did enjoy the video, if you could please click the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell notification, that would really help out the channel. Like I say, it's absolutely free to do so. And also there's a link to my Discord in the description of this video. So if you want to join the conversation, especially with things like all this news, what's I had to close my Discord because it keeps beeping and stuff of people putting messages in there. Make sure you join the conversation there, so click on the link to my Discord. And if you feel like you know someone else who enjoyed this video, make sure you share it with them as well. And with that, guys, beyond anything else, I'm just really glad that you came here and checked out the video today. I hope you enjoyed everything that was revealed. I certainly did. It was lovely to have a day of just Age of Sigmar, and that's pretty much it. So like I say, again, Luke, thank you very much for joining us. And to everyone else, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Remember, until next time, to stay safe, stay hygienic, wear a mask, make sure that you wash your hands properly. So by the time all this stuff comes out, I actually might be able to play it in real life. That would be amazing, and not just TTS. But more importantly than all of that is remember, until next time, that Nagash is all, and all is one in Nagash.